Good, how are you? That's a massive digger. Yep.
That's it. Make a little silver toggle.
Yes, just locks the bucket. I'm going to mark a line where I want this French drain to go. Alright, that's the plan for our French drain. Let's get to digging. My new toy for the next 4 days.
Howdy. So we got the excavator delivered and we started digging the French drain from the small dam. We just had the first delivery of gravel dropped off and there's going to be a lot more to come. We just found out that it's going to take longer than a day because they're using a smaller truck than what we were told that they were going to use. So hopefully that doesn't throw too much of a spanner in the works.
So next load of rock is here. He's actually going to, I think, open the door, slowly drive forward and fill in this part that I've scratched the grass layer off with some rock. Some good progress. Culvert is, I think, where I want it, to make sure there's a decline. Looks like there is. And then I'll put some dirt back on top, pack it in, push some rock down in there, and that will be good, I think. Does love a bit of pickle juice in the morning. Alright, it's morning 2. We got a lot done yesterday. This is where the driveway ends, ready to go to our house site that way, or we can turn left to come into our camp. I've got to spread a lot of this out. Some of that will go into the French drain, but yeah, this will meet up with that. I hit the water pipe yesterday with the tractor, so I've just got to patch that up. Let's see, what else have we done? This needs to be spread out a bit more and cleaned up. I'm going to work on smoothing out this and sort of shaping this a bit better because we've got the first load of like 13 ton of road base coming this morning. Got a bunch of aggie over here that needs to be set and tied. We've started filling this trench with rock, which is looking good, and that pile over there will also come into here. That's extra. Yeah, big day yesterday. So let's smooth out this driveway surface, ready for the first load of road base to come down and be poured on top. Definitely not ideal. Got a small hydraulic fluid leak in there. So I'm hoping we just tighten that nut and it's all good, but I'm not 100% sure. I was able to tighten that a smidge, so hopefully that's enough. It's like it's running out even worse. Oh, dang it. I made it worse. First load of road base is going to be here soon, so I'm going to have to just use the excavator to try and flatten out the rest of this because the tractor is out of duty at the moment. First load of road base has arrived. We're going to get it spread out on top of this rock surface. French drain's 50 meters long. We used 3 of our 4 aggie pipes. I have a 4th one just as a backup in case I needed to make it a bit longer. Pretty happy with the progress so far. We ended up taking the hydraulic hose off the tractor and Grace gave it a really good clean out, and then when we put it back on, that seemed to fix the leak. So now the tractor's back up and running and Grace is smoothing out the driveway surface with the bucket. 3rd load of road base has just arrived. We've just asked him to dump it all over the culvert, and then I'm going to use the excavator to drag the mound to the back half of the driveway, try to smooth out the hump over the culvert the best I can, and then just drive over it as much as I can to try and pack it down. We're about to take the Santa Fe over for her maiden voyage. She hasn't been over this section of driveway for about 4 months. So we just took our maiden voyage over our culvert. October was the last time we drove over this section of driveway. Got to fill up the excavator. Used a whole tank of gas in 2 days. I think we've done more than I thought we would in 2 days. Our French drain is, I think, mainly done. It's all full of pebbles, and Sam came over today and was an awesome help. So we're gonna close up the French drain and put more rocks on top, and then I'll go across and take away all the dirt around the edges. But all in all, I think the project's going well. The road surface is decent, a little bit bumpy, but I'm no expert. I'm a very rookie excavator operator, but it definitely does the job. The first load of road base we had delivered spread out really nicely on the truck. The second load was way more moist and it just didn't come out of the truck as easy. Had to use the excavator to try and pinch the door shut a bit more so we could open the chain up and make the door a little bit of a thicker gap, but that still didn't work. We ended up having to just open the door entirely and just put huge big mounds on the driveway. It was just too wet, it just wouldn't come out nicely on the spreader setting on the truck, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, we definitely made really good time in the first 2 days. Got another 2 days to go. And I guess the rest of the time is now just going to be tidy up, finessing. So good way to spend the time. I didn't think we'd be driving over it after the second day. So we've just finished wrapping the rest of the French drain. It needs to be covered with rock. And I actually ordered I think 6 extra cube of rock than I thought I'd need. But we don't have a very big pile left of rock. That little pile over there is all we have left. I don't think that's going to be enough to put extra rock on top of this French drain. Day 3, well, halfway through day 3. We've run out of rock, but we can get more in and just use the tractor to distribute it. I'm just using the excavator now to clean up the edges, move all this dirt and stuff, and I'm trying to fill out all the track divots on this side. This is where we used to be driving. So I've just been driving over it with the excavator, just trying to smooth out and flatten out this area best as possible. Grace has been on the tractor, just trying to smooth out this surface a bit better. She's been doing a really good job on that. Culvert's got a pretty nice thick layer on top. This is definitely the biggest scale project I've ever taken on by myself. The only excavator experience I've had is a little 1.7 ton when I moved some palm trees at our old place. But yeah, this has been massive. We've got 15 cube of rocks and 25 cube of road base. But the second load felt a bit small because it was wet. So it obviously weighed more and the volume was less than the first load, unfortunately. But now we just need to drive over it heaps, pack it down, and pray it doesn't wash away when we get our next big rain. Well, we're on day 4 of the driveway. I've got the excavator for another few hours. There's not really much to update you on in this one. Basically just got a couple of piles I need to sort out. So this is some leftover dirt and stuff from scraping away all the sides of the French drain. And I've got a big old pile over the other side, which I'm just basically just going to leave. And if we find a need to fill dirt somewhere else on the property, we'll have a big pile of it to use. But we've been driving over this thing for a couple of days now, and it seems to be holding up okay. After this is all said and done, I'll do another video of a cost breakdown of every single component. Been a big job. This excavator really jerks you around a lot. I don't feel very well today, bit of a head cold, very clogged sinuses, just not feeling the best. But gotta keep soldiering on. I am a bit nervous about when we get our next big rainfall, because this whole area does go under. I am worried about what that means for the driveway, but that won't happen until hopefully December. Hopefully we don't get a heap of rain this Easter. Our septic installation is set for Thursday coming, so that's something exciting to look forward to. Let's get this last bit of tidy up done before the excavator goes back and close off this job. From seeing the driveway at its worst, and with the limited resources that we have, this project was not something we thought we would have to do when we moved onto this property. It's taken up resources that were allocated for the house build. Ultimately, I would have loved to have just built a bridge over this whole section, but that would take a lot more council approvals and engineering, and obviously blow out the budget massively. So this will have to do for now. At least cement trucks can now access the house site. We've got our septic install booked for next week, so the truck holding the septic tank will be a really good first test of the culvert to see how she holds up with some decent weight driving over her. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around to the end. Be sure to subscribe to support the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.